Watcha lads, welcome to Oak Swamp and part 7 of the Leaf, a ratty roadster, where you find me just about to go and collect the radiator. It's been soldered up and all the outlets have been moved, but more on that later. Anyway, this week on the Leaf, I will be skinning the other door, I will be sorting out the fuel tank and some other bits and bobs. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Right, so now I've got to cover this door. I'm hoping, because I've had a bit of practice on the other, it's going to be easy, but you know how it goes. This one actually fits better, it's tighter. I took a bit more time on doing it, so I'm hoping it's just going to fall in there. But for a skim for this was the boot lid off the Austin, what the Rat was made of, and I've got a couple of door skins over there, so I'm going to go and whip one of them, bring it over and see what I've got. Okay. Yeah, he looks good. That looks alright, doesn't it? Right patina on it, look, and there's a bit of black underneath. This car on the logbook's black anyway, which was quite handy. And by chance, the Rat was green on the logbook, so I just left that. But it's curved in all directions again. The only thing I'm not going to have what I had on this one is this top curve, this top bend, so I'm going to have to put him on first.
Freight train going so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so they won't know which route I've gone.
Look at that. This is the way to do door skins, is use something else. It's already got this gentle curve on it, and look at the lovely bit of patina. What I've done is allowed a little bit around the edges. I think what I'm going to do first, I'll bend that one in here, and then I can work at all the others. Painful. If you're new to the channel, you won't have seen what I did on the end of this bench. I've got a bit of angle. I welded a couple of nuts on it, and I've got a big bolt going through, and I wind this up. It makes a nice long vice. Bending stuff like this is over.
When I'm dead and in my grave, don't be sad and don't be brave. Bury me beneath the stones and let the train go rolling by.
This is going to have a bit of a curve on it, this front, so I'm not going to go all the way with this just yet, I don't think.
Freight train going so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so they won't know which route I've gone. Hey!
The way I got it round the corners, I put a few slits in it, and then I just beat it round, to be completely honest.
When I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down in old Chestnut Street, so I can hear all number 9 as the train goes rolling by.
Alright, that's going to do for a minute. I bought some of these mini captors. I've used them before and they're really easy. So the plan is, through that gap there, which was there was a little catch before.
Freight train going so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so you won't know which route I've gone.
Okay, this is what I've got at. But these are screwed straight through into the wood and then that into there. And you just... So I've got to make a striker plate in this little gap here. I'm going to make it so it comes up. And that bolts on the back of there, I think, somehow. Right, let's do the other side.
When I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down in the Chestnut Street. Place those stones in my head and feet, tell them all that I got to sleep. Freight train going so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so they won't know where I've won't know where I've gone.
cheap screws and oak. Afternoon, sir.
Hello chaps, how are we? Fine bit of door dangling.
Well, that was your boat door, wasn't it?
Quite. It looks, well, I wouldn't say watertight, but
No, I don't think it's watertight. It looks alright though, doesn't
it
it?
looks handsome.
Yeah, and these catches seem to be doing the job. I'm going to do a little plate for in there, but that'll do, won't it? A little, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we were saying, it doesn't need to be.
No.
It doesn't need to be brilliant because the rest of it's not going to be brilliant.
Rolls Royce.
It's going to be a ratty roadster.
I'm going to say, look, it looks like some rod that's been lying in a barn for like half a century. You've just dug it up.
That's the whole point of these.
Yeah,
It's a ratty roadster. Should we have a coffee or a tea?
Cup of tea, I think, old chap.
Right, so all that planing the other day of the oak has made my
Just a minute.
made my plane a bit blunt, and I'm rubbish at sharpening things.
Just a
So
minute.
you're going to do it, Greg, aren't you?
Yeah. Sorry, hang on a tick.
He's involved in his phone.
Yeah, I am.
I didn't think old people had phones.
Yeah, I know. You can't believe it.
Lads, I'm going to leave you with Greg for a minute, or oiling the oil stone up, and I'm going outside to put this lock on.
You should have two angles on the end of a plain iron. One's the grinding angle and the other's the sharpening angle. So it's been ground off quite nicely. All we do is we put it on like that, hold it to its angle so it's sitting flat on the stone, then we tip it up slightly. And then you just move it around like that. Figure eights, figure eights, figure eights.
Is he good? Look at that, lovely. Thanks, mate. Got me eye on this bit of brass, put it up there as the shut. So I just got to cut that off there now and then screw them in.
Well, that must be my girl, yours don't look like that. Well, that must be my girl, yours don't look like that. Well, I know my baby, she's so round and fat. Well,
Apart from a bit of tidying up, that's the doors fitted. I'll make some handles up for these. So I've taken the boot lid frame off, and what I'm going to do, clean it all up and get it welded up. I haven't quite decided on what I'm going to use for the skin yet. I just haven't got any material lying around, so...
yeah, well, it's gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone on down the line. Well, I want a world squirt dance, everybody's jumping the night.
Smoking.
Well, I want a world squirt dance, everybody's jumping the night. Well, I love my baby, with all my love and might. Well, it's gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone on down the line.
So I'm going to lose the rivets. I think I'm going to put something like that in and use some of these little riv nuts.
Well, it must be Jenny, 'cause Jen don't shake like that.
You know, a lot of the time I feel like a dentist. I don't feel like having one. I feel like I am one, which is a bit odd.
Well, I know my baby, she's a real gone cat. Well, it's gone, gone, gone.
Right, while it's sunny, I'm going to put a couple of rib nuts in here as well.
Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone on down the line. Well, it's gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, gone, gone on down the line.
I'm not going to rely on them rib nuts. I'm just using them for putting it in and out for the minute. And I'll put some bolts through. Right, these were the catches off the boot, off the Austin 10 Colwyn. So I'm thinking I'm going to use them here. Yeah, what I think I'm going to do with these. Rib nuts.
Well,
is a Daimler Conquest boot, and look at that. Look at the curve on it. It's 50 quid, but is it worth it? I think it is. I think it's worth it just to cut it up. I think I'm going to have that. So I'm heading over to see my mate Les, and he's got a fuel tank out of a Ford Pop for me. So I've arrived at Les's, and he's sporting a lovely shirt. How you doing, Merce? You've probably seen Les before at one of the shows, but Les is going to open his garage. What you got in here, brother?
Load of junk.
Oh, lazy bones. Ah, there's a tank there, look.
That's the Pop one, and that's the Triumph Spitfire one. I don't know if it's any good, yeah. That has had fuel in it for about 10 or 12 years, so that's going to
So they're both alright?
The only thing it does weep slightly round there.
I think I'd have to move it. See, this is going to be the issue, if anything, for me, is where this comes out. But if I can get that, I can weld that up and move that, can't I? Cool.
And there's a couple of old pedal boxes in that. I don't know if they're any good,
yeah, of course.
I think that's Mark II Escort, that one.
Lovely.
With a bit of column and that. And this is what was in the Pop. So.
Nice one, brother. Is it a left hooker?
Yeah.
How cool is this? What's the motor?
It's Rover.
Rover V8?
Yeah, it's disguised as a Ford small block, but yeah, it's Rover.
Yeah, it kind of got me. It sounded like a Rover, you see.
Yeah.
Have you done anything to this?
Not mechanically wise, no. Well, my nipper went right all through the suspension, all poly bushes and all that for me.
Motor stop then?
Yeah.
Apart from the Holly?
Yeah, apart from that Holly.
Front suspension?
Yeah, Viva's front and Jag rear.
That's the old timely classic. They all did it, didn't they?
Yeah.
How's it drive?
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Is it
not bad.
good?
It scoots along quite well.
Have you took up the strip yet?
No, I haven't. Because I used to love going to Shaky, but it's gone, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Yes, how cosy is this? There he is.
But it's obviously a 90s thing. I'm going to sort of take it back more 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Might even go slot mags. I've got some little ones for the front, but I ain't got no big ones for the back yet. But.
Every well-suspecting hot rodder in England had one of these at the back of his car at one time, didn't they? Is it the original chassis boxed?
Yeah.
That's cool. Because the original chassis were quite strong.
Yeah, it's quite strong.
And
yeah.
by the time you box them, you know, people take them out and put box section, and I don't like it.
And the reason she's called Lazy Bones is because I do night shifts all the time, and every time the grandkids are home, I was asleep, so I wake up Lazy Bones.
Are they still?
Yeah.
Oh, look at them.
I bought them years ago, and I was going to let them into a prefect bonnet.
Do you want them?
No, I sold the
Fair
prefect.
play, dear man.
Manual. So,
Look at that. Right, lovely. Thanks again, mate.
no worries, dude.
Well, they turned around and said, so it was black greasy bottom, so we're all a little more cold. And when we crossed the White Oak Mountain, watching our seven go.
I think it's a mixture of water, rust and petrol. Okay, the first thing I'm going to have to do is move this because it's not in the right place at all. This was the original outlet by the look of it, so I might be able to do something with that, but it's got a load of gunky stuff on, which I started to get off last night, but it is just like brutal. So I've got this fella out and I'm going to give him a go. Okay, so what's under here is some quite lumpy bits of weld. So I think I'm going to cut that bit right off. So I think I'm going to cut that bit off as well.
Well, that's where I came from Washington Station. This is how we met. Well, the brave engineer, now 109.7 is lying in Danville dead.
Well, that's what it looks like inside, and it's not bad.
Boy was going down the grade, making 90 miles an hour. Whistle blowing, so we scream. But they found him dead with his hand on the bottom. Started to death by steam.
Right, after all of this, I'm going to chop that bit off. scared me.
Well, listen, all you ladies, you better take warning. It's time, enough you'll learn. Never speak another word to your true love and husband will leave you and never return, oh boy.
So I've made a bracket for this side, and for the moment I put a leg there. I've made a bigger bracket for this side, which connects to that bracket. Now I've just got to find somewhere to fill it up. So I've just gone to the radiator place, and the dude here is going to do me a bit of a favour on it. He don't want to be on film, which I respect, but he's going to have a go at doing it, and he said it'll be about 1, and I can live with that. So I've got to go home and get it ready. So what I need doing on this radiator is I need a filler cap. The outlet that comes out here to go to the top, so that wants to go down to that. This here needs moving to this side to pick up on this one here. Now I've been looking for a cap for this for ages, and now I can find loads of caps, but never with the stem on. I was moving the Rover 14 horsepower radiator the other day, and all the sides come off. So last night I sweated the top off, which would give me a cap some exact right size, right, and I'll just drop that down a bit, do that. I'm going to run that over there now, and he said he's going to do it for 100 quid, and I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I've got the rad, let's go home. So he put a washer inside on these, and then he soldered them up over the top. He said I can take them back if I want. The split that was down there, he's filled right up. This outlet from over there, and put it here. So now, what I'm going to do is make this curve just round there, so we get a nice little short bit of hose on there, because that's no good coming out of that angle, but that's easy, it's only a bit of tube. And he put the cap on. There you go. Look at that. And they put it on so it went the right way. Also, the leak, which is here, he's put some resin in, right? But it needs a little bit more, and he's given me the resin, and it needs to come in from the back side. It's a resin they use on aluminium radiators, but you know, it's going in there, and it's a repair. The rad's never going to look beautiful anyway, but I don't want it to. But it's good to see it back on there. But now, for the rest of the day, I'm going to make a couple of brackets up down the bottom there. Now what I did before, I just cut a bit of the chassis away. Where the chassis is 2 pieces wrapped round one another, it's double thickness, so you've got like 10 mil under it there. So all I'm going to do is extend this out a little bit here with a bit of 4 mil, put a leg on it or something just to make it strong, and then just bolt it through there. And what I'm going to do, the indifference, I think I'm going to put a bit of rubber on there just to isolate it from the frame. Right, all over the weekend I worked at the garage, and I've moved the wardrobe from up there down to here, which has created this space is much better now. Also, by having the wardrobe here, it means I've got a free side which I'm using back for tip jar. And this week's tip jarians are Chris Beadsmore, Tom Rowland, Sean Booth, Callum Winfield, and our man Rangy Man. Now I put Rangy Man massive at the top because I read it so many times over here that there's Rangy Man. But massive thanks, lads, you're really helping keeping this channel going, because you know how it works. Also, massive thanks to everyone who bought one of my lovely Oak Swamp t-shirts last time. Cheers, guys. Now, my pillar drill up here, I've had this all along. I've been annoying you with my Makita, but I've had this all along. The problem was the motor, because I grafted a different motor on there, but it's ready to go on now, so I'm going to get that up and running now. This is phase 1 of getting the garage together before winter. with a job that much made of that. And he only charged me a £1, which is a bit of a bargain, I reckon. Right, I can whip him off there. Right, well there you go. They're not pinched up yet, but that's just sitting on the rubbers there. These I'm going to tap in a little bit and then just weld them onto there, weld them on underneath, and that'll be well strong. So I know I'm rushing through a bit and doing a little bit here and a bit there, and you know, but there's method in my madness. This is how I always do stuff. Get it all together, get it looking like a car, and then you wind the microscope in on little bits at a time, and that way you can give it your full attention. But by having it as a whole car, keeps the thing going, doesn't it? So next time what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be turning that round, connecting that up, finding the hose for there, getting all the water sorted and connected up, sort out this front pulley. I can't remember, I haven't seen the bit for a while, but I'm sure I've got the bit that goes on there. So I'm going to have to get an alternator and then I can connect the water pump up. And this boot lid, now I know that Daimler Conquest boot up the road would have been an ideal bit of metal, but it's like 50 quid. I can't warrant spending 50 quid on that back bit of metal. I will find it elsewhere for nothing, I'm sure. So I'm going to hang on for that until something comes up. I've got plenty more to be getting on with. We're coming to a point where it's all finishing now, and I think what I'm going to do is start at the front and then work my way right the way through. But if you want to see me do any of that, you're going to have to tune in next time. So if you're not subscribed, hit the old subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment and a like. If you're feeling flush, pop over to the tip jar, or better still, grab yourself one of my lovely Oak Swamp shirts. And I will catch you dudes next time. Hang loose.
I said, hey, what boy, bring the bucket round. Yeah, said, what boy, bring the bucket round. Well, if you don't like your job, put that water bucket down. Yeah, yeah.
What's up, lads? Welcome to Oak Swamp and part 7 of the Lea, a ratty roadster. Where you find me just about to get, you find me on the way to collect, the lease radiator. Will you find me on the way? Will you find me just about to collect, so you find me, for fuck's sake. What do you find me next time? So if you want to see, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. You done?